Hey there, I'm Marcelo Bottaro, cartoonist, art teacher, and animator from Brooklyn, New York. Many people know me well as a puppeteer and also now puppet builder doing my DIY puppet crafts. And today, I'm going to use this foam ball and experiment with it to give it a movable mouth. Few things here. A coworker of mine, who is a gym teacher, he gave me one of these dodgeballs. It was covered in plastic, and he gave it to me because one of the students decided to go ahead and squeeze said ball, and the plastic was ripped apart. If you guys could, I don't know if you guys could see it. There's still some of the plastic little colored flakes on there. It was blue. So he gave it to me because he knew how much of a puppeteer and puppet builder I am. So he said, hey, why don't you use this and see if you could do something with it. At the time I said, yeah, thanks, sure. But then, looking at it and experimenting with it, mentally, I'm able to try to figure out how to make a movable mouth with this ball. The other thing that I did notice is that when I was researching the early days of building the Muppets, I realized that they actually used, I could be wrong, they used either a basketball or a soccer ball for the head structure of Wolf the dog. So I'm not entirely sure, I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate. If anyone knows about that, just leave in the comments below. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this foam ball. I got some fabric with me and some homemade eyes that I've just had laying around, and I'm going to see if I could try to attempt to make my very first movable mouth using an all foam ball. Anyway, let's get started. So the only bits of fabric I have today are orange and yellow. I'm going to experiment with the yellow and see how that turns out. If that doesn't really fit the vision of what I'm trying to do, I'm going to go ahead and use this bright orange. Alright, now that I have everything set up, I got the foam ball. I usually don't wing it like I used to. I now start off with a plan, but I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do. So right now I'm just going to use this foam ball, and I think it's already set up because it's been used up. It's like one over here, another one over here. I would use a razor blade, but I ran out, so I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens, and just try to go very, very slowly. Now that we have that, what I'm going to try to do is make some marks for me to place my thumb and my four fingers. And then when we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and make some mouth plates. First, let me just trim this a bit. There we go. So I think I'm gonna use this part for the jaw, and I'll use this part for my forefingers up top. So this one I'm just gonna leave my hand right over here. Just gonna slowly trace around it, so that way I can do a deep cut later. So for the top, and this one over here I'm just gonna use for my thumb, so let me just leave my thumb over here. There. Now, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start cutting. Okay, there we go. It's a little rough and a little rugged, but you know, it works for what I need. Okay, so now that we got the top part of our skull and the bottom part of our skull for our puppet, I'm gonna go ahead and start making the mouth plate. And I'm gonna use this little piece of furniture piece that I had lying around. And I mean, if you guys can see, it's already been cut. Is because I cut it apart. I was trying to cut it apart and see if it could be used as a mouth plate. So might as well just finish up what I started and just keep going. Yes, ordinarily I would trace it, but because I am somewhat winging it, I just want to see how this turns out. Okay? And much to my surprise, it's cardboard, but it looks like it's a very solid piece of cardboard. Just... that one look... okay, that doesn't look too bad. Try the one over here. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad either. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hot glue the plates onto the foam. ever so slightly. Gently place top over here. Next time, I do recommend using a much sturdier material, only because I'm not sure if this is going to last, but for the sake of what I'm trying to do, I'm hoping it does. Something over here. Alright, not that bad. Now I'm just going to leave that to set while I go ahead and get some red fabric for the mouth covering. Alright, so this one over here for the mouth. Actually, I like it. I like that it gives him a little bit of a loose kind of jaw. Alright. Not bad, I'm happy with it. Alright, so right over here, what I'm doing is I'm just hot gluing down the outer part of the mouth covering, just so it doesn't, just so it's not falling out. That looks a little better. Alright, so I'm really satisfied with how the foam and the mouth plates turned out. Again, I am winging the patterns on this thing, and I have the yellow fabric said here. And again, this is totally new. I am simply going to hot glue around the mouth and then place the fabric on top of it, cut it out, and then hot glue the rest around. So let's see how that will turn out. Small drop here and over here on the foam.